Okay. One-off session. Normally I make these videos when I finish my exercise, but today I decided, okay, I'll make a video now. It's pretty chill, huh? I'll tell you. It's like 4 o'clock, 4:30. Normally it's supposed to be like sunny and you're supposed to feel the heat, but it's actually pretty chill. Let me see if I can tell you what is the temperature. One second. Temperature, one second. Temperature. Okay, it is 26 degrees. It's 26 degrees in somewhere pretty pleasing, nice climate. And it's pretty, you can't make out because obviously I'll be adjusting the lighting, so you'll not be able to make out. It's kind of dark, slightly dark. Anyway, the main reason for this video today is I happened to speak to a client, customer who booked a session with me, and I took his permission before sharing this. He said, yeah, share it, but because it was an interesting topic, but he asked me, obviously, not to mention his identity. So the client in question is from UK, and the client is an LGBTQ, gay, homosexual, lesbian, transgender, that community. So the person booked my session and said, hello, you're from Dubai and I would like to ask you a couple of questions. And the questions in particular related to Dubai was, can the LGBTQ community be in Dubai, live in Dubai, have a life in Dubai? So I thought I'll answer this question. Now, Dubai in comparison to most other cities or emirates of UAE is kind of liberal, okay? Sharjah follows the Saudi law. I remember, I think 10 years ago, 10 years, now it's 2021. So 2011, 2008, 2009, during the property boom and all that, it was still kind of strict. Like I remember reading in the newspaper, I think this was in 2013 or 2014. If you would wear shorts, okay, I'm talking of Bermudas like these, these are beach wear or Bermudas or shorts. If you would wear these and go to the shopping mall, the Sharjah police could stop you. If a guy was wearing earrings like these, they would tell you this is not allowed. So guys were not allowed to wear earrings. And in some cases, they were even, you can check the Gulf News. I don't know if they've removed these updates. Gulf News and Khalij Times, they spoke about arrests being made. Like this was considered, I remember Sharjah had this booklet, the decency law, There was this decency law, the booklet that came out in the 80s, especially after Sharjah adopted a Saudi kind of, Islam kind of rule. So you had to follow the decency law. The decency law, primarily what it stated is, men should behave themselves, women should dress appropriately, and of course, no holding hands, no open show of romance or affection. A man and woman, if they are not married, they cannot be together. So these rules were pretty strict in Sharjah. Dubai, it was kind of different. And also, if you know Sharjah, there is no alcohol. It's a dry place. There's no alcohol. There's no nightclubs. There is no kind of partying. It's predominantly, mostly Muslims praying. So that is why it was not very uncommon to have, when the call to prayer, especially on Friday when they pray, you would see, like, for example, this is the main road, okay? If there was a mosque here, you would see all the cars park on the road itself. A car will park here. They'll park double, they'll park, literally block the road. I'm not exaggerating. They would block the road, and if let's say you're a non-Muslim and you parked your car, someone would park in front of you, someone would park behind you. And even more shocking was if you stayed in a locality where there was a mosque, guys would put their, Muslim guys put their carpet and then they pray. They would put their carpet in front of your car, in front of your house, and you're not allowed to go out. You're not allowed to go out. You're not allowed to move until they finish their prayers. So I found this really ridiculous because, you're praying and making life inconvenient for others. And it was even worse during, especially, they started to get more brave. So if you would actually go to a company, I remember this place, Alhambra Cinema, opposite to that was this Andalus Tower. I'm not too sure if I got the name right. In this office building, okay, you would find it very, don't be surprised, like you get off the elevator and you'd see people putting their carpets to pray in a company filled with Arab Muslims. I'm talking of the days where construction was at its boom. So these guys used to pray. So Sharjah had a very kind of Saudi-ish Islam kind of a rule. You'd see guys, if you meet most of the engineers or companies, you'd meet a guy with a big beard and, their forehead, I don't know what they were doing. They're banging their head on the on the ground or rubbing it. You'd see a deep callus like your elbow. If you rub it, it becomes pretty rough. Or let's say your knees that you keep rubbing it on the ground, it becomes like rough and black. Their forehead would be rough and black. I don't know, maybe to signify that they pray a lot, or they hit their head on the ground to pray. Muslims have a habit of bending over and putting the head on the ground, right? So you'd see a very black kind of rough, mark on their forehead. So this was very common in Sharjah. So in Sharjah, men wearing shorts was not allowed. Men wearing earrings was not allowed. Women had to cover themselves. Wearing, skirts above your knees was not allowed. Anyone could complain and the police would come and they would tell you, no, you need to definitely go and change. The only rule that was applied in Dubai was you could not go to any of the government or semi-government offices wearing any, like even this was not allowed. You had to wear full jeans and no sleeveless. You had to wear at least half sleeve. So Sharjah was very strict. Dubai was very liberal, okay? In Dubai, they would have very open-minded rules. So it was a given that Dubai could have, you could have a very modern outlook, but Sharjah you could not. Yeah. Morning. Yeah. So you could have, let's say, a very modern outlook, let's say in Dubai, but not in Sharjah. So this was a given. Now, what has happened now, especially with the signing of, you're talking about the Israel, the peace with Israel. And after that happened, now they have started to change rules very drastically. And all of a sudden now you're seeing people, you're seeing all these new rules come out. Okay, Israel is allowed. In fact, it was very surprising that during the New Year, they allowed all these prostitutes and hookers to openly, enjoy themselves with men, especially in Dubai. I've had clients who actually had, parties in the boat, and Hi, doggy. Hey, how are you? Okay. They've had parties on boats and a lot of girls and a lot of alcohol. Now, there is a word on the street that they allowed drugs, not the hardcore drugs. Now, I'm not an expert on drugs, but it seems weed was allowed, okay? But the hardcore drugs, they are not allowed. Now, some people are saying it was allowed on boats and all that, but then again, I don't know, okay? And even if I did know, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't want to get involved in all that stuff, okay? That kind of information. So it seems weed, even though weed is banned, some places they were actually enjoying weed. And I've seen some people kind of brag about it on social media only to have themselves get in trouble. So now, LGBTQ, is it allowed in Dubai? Yes, it is allowed, but unofficially. I have... Hey, doggy. Nice doggy, nice doggy. Okay. So I have met gay people in Dubai. I've met lesbians in Dubai. Now, transgender, a guy dressed up as a girl, unless of course the guy really looks like a girl, sounds like a girl, that's allowed. But if you look like a guy with a beard and you're dressed up with a wig, that is not allowed, okay? So a guy who looks like a girl, sounds like a girl, and can carry herself as a girl, fine. Girl, obviously, who looks like a guy is okay. But now, if you're having a beard and you're trying to look like walk around like a transvestite, or that is not allowed, because if someone complains, then you can get into trouble. Now, I'll give you a personal example. During GITEX, that is Gulf International Technology Exhibition, I was wearing these outfits that made me look like a Lord of the Rings or Star Wars character. Where I had to dress up like with paint and horns and all that was allowed. But I was not allowed to go on the metro, because once when I went on the metro and I was wearing lipstick and black nail polish for a gothic kind of this thing with lenses, where my eyes would be made like black, or it had like kind of, I'm not too sure, but it had like a white with black, so it kind of looked like horror. And I had earrings, like long earrings. I was actually stopped by a plain clothes CID, and he told, please come with me. And he, in the metro there is a interrogation room. Okay, I don't know what is the name actually. As soon as the train stopped, as I was walking, one guy said, excuse me, can you, and he showed me his badge. Obviously it was too fast. Hi, I'm from the CID, please come with me. So I said okay. I walked with him. He took me to the room, and there was a lady there and there was another guy, and as soon as he brought me in, 2-3 other guys came inside, because obviously they must have been communicating with each other. So as soon as he took me in, he said, yes, can you give me your ID? Can you show me who you are? And said, what is all this? What is all this? So I told him, GITEX, and I'm doing a show and program on the stage and all that. And then, they were speaking to each other in Arabic, and then they said, okay, if you're doing show, if you're doing program, please, but not wear all this on the train. You go, you dress in the exhibition hall. So I apologized. I was very polite. He was also very professional with this thing. He said, this is not allowed on the train. This is not allowed in public. You want to dress up, you dress up there, but don't do it in public. So I said, okay, fine. And that was the end of it. So I made sure from then on, I didn't take the public transport. I went privately. So the point I'm trying to tell you is, as far as I'm aware, it's still not publicly acceptable to be a guy and dress like a woman, or these transgender kind of lifestyle where you look like a guy, you have a beard or you have a mustache and you have long hair. It's still not accepted in Islam. Okay, now does Dubai accept all this? See, there are a lot of things Dubai does, like prostitution, call girls, massage parlors, smoking, drinking. That is not allowed in Islam. But in Dubai, it's still permitted as long as you keep a low profile. You keep a low profile, you can get away with it. You don't go around bragging on social media and talking about it. That is why live-in relationships. I had girlfriends who I stayed together even though we were not married. But you don't, obviously you don't go around making a big noise about it. So in answer to the LGBTQ question, being gay, is it allowed? Being a lesbian, is it allowed? It's allowed as long as you keep quiet about it. You don't make a big noise about it. You don't show off. You don't talk about it. Now, I am aware that there is a LGBTQ conference. Now, here's the thing. The LGBTQ conference is more towards human rights as an issue, but it's not to promote gay pride and it's not to promote the LGBTQ lifestyle. The conference that is there is more focused and centered around human rights. Okay, so I just want you to understand that much. So don't go around saying, oh, LGBTQ, oh, gay and this gay pride. No, there's nothing like gay pride going to be allowed. So don't go around dressing up with all those weird costumes, thinking that Dubai is finally turning around. I do know of many Arab Emiratis who are gay, who are transgender, who live this lifestyle, but it's still not mainstream and it's going to take time. So just be on the side of caution. Don't go around bragging about it. Don't go around showing off about it, because if you do, you can get into serious trouble. So I thought, hey doggy, nice doggy, nice one. So I just want you to be aware of the fact that UAE is kind of liberal where all this is concerned, as long as you keep a low profile. But the minute you start bragging, showing off, talking about it openly, and if someone complains, especially someone influential, you can get into serious trouble. So don't go around start doing something that can get into trouble. And like I always tell people, when in doubt, leave it out. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts if you know anything better. But yes, there is going to be, it seems, a conference on LGBTQ rights and issues. So if you know more about it, let me know. Update, just inform me. As far as I know, I think it's going to be on a human rights issue. It's not going to be on, gay pride or, hey, we are gay and we are proud and, So that's as far as I know. So let me know if you know anything better. This is me signing off. You guys take care.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Machedo is the best.